Good evening and welcome to News at 9. First, the highlight. Lagos State government applauds residents' compliance with environmental laws. Inspector General of Police orders senior officers to protect protesters. And on the foreign scene, United States President call for Supreme Court term limits ethics rules. And in sports, Super Falcons coach optimistic of victory against Japan in final group game of Paris 2024 women's football. Now the news in details. I am Timmy Dayo. Anthony. The Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Court has acknowledged an approachable level of compliance by residents with some environmental laws and regulations in the state. Permanent Secretary, Office of Environmental Services, Lagos State Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Omobolaji Gaji, who stated this in an address at Stakeholders and Community Engagement Meeting held at the Multi-Agency Safety Arena Complex, Dayo Shudi, attributed this to concerted efforts by state government to maintain a clean and healthy environment. Gaji emphasized the critical role of community involvement in fostering environmental compliance. He said all hands to be on deck to salvage the environment as Lagos is prone to all kinds of environmental infractions, being a cosmopolitan city with a budding population that fuels the wheels of commerce via the formal and informal sector. Highlighting the efforts of Lagos Environmental Sanitation Corps, popularly known as KAI, the Permanent Secretary, who was represented by Deputy Director in the Ministry, Tokpa Ilori, praised the Corps for their relentless enforcement, advocacy, and monitoring activities. In his remarks, the Corps Marshal of LAGESC, Olatubosun Olaniyi confirmed that the rates at which Lagosians cross expressway where there is pedestrian bridge has reduced, stressing the same level of compliance is needed, particularly in area of proper waste management and environmental cleanliness. The Lagos State Task Force has raided several notorious black spots known for illegal drug peddling, hooliganism, and street trading around Amikole Market, Nerd C Street by African Shrine in Agidingbi area of Ikeja. The raid, which was led by the chairman of the agency, Dayo Akirili, took place in the night, which is usually the period illegal drug peddlers and street traders erect makeshift shops and places barricades to occupy parts of the road and cause traffic impediments to vehicles trying to access those roads. Akarele described the raid, which he said would be a continuous exercise, as a step made in the interest of the general public, who have longed for solutions to the menace of these suspected drug addicts, peddlers, and street traders. He reiterated the stand of Lagos State government and the State Commissioner of Police, Fayode Adegoke, who assured that all hands must be on deck to ensure that all notorious black spots known for their high criminalities in the state become a thing of the past. The Lagos State government has demonstrated its commitment to enhancing the professional capacities of its public servants by sponsoring 47 officers to attend the National Mentoring Conference in Abuja. The conference, with the theme Driving National Transformation and Value Reorientation Through Mentoring, was organized by the Mentoring and Care Development Institute of Nigeria. The two-day event featured a keynote address, panel discussion, masterclass, and tour of Abuja City Center. The aim of the conference is to ensure that sponsored officers comprising of directors and management level personnel from various cadres apply the knowledge and insight gained to improve their professional competence and contribute to the state's public service excellence. President Bola Tinubu signed the minimum wage bill into law, ending months of deliberations between government authorities, labor unions, and private sector. He signed it at the State House in Abuja, days after the National Assembly has passed the bill. The brief ceremony was witnessed by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and his Deputy Senate, Baru Jibril, amongst others. Also, President Bola Tinubu has directed the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, to sell crude at Dangote Refinery and other upcoming refineries in Nigeria. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Publicity, Dayo, made this known in his post on official X handle. Onanuga stated that the move, which is to ensure the stability of the pump price of refined fuel and the dollar-naira exchange rate, was adopted by the Federal Executive Council. According to a report, Dangote Refinery requires 15 cargoes of crude at a cost of $13.5 billion yearly, but NNPC has committed to supply 4. And now to the rest of the stories. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has directed senior police officers to protect participants in the End Bad Governance protest scheduled to start 1st to 10th of August 2024. Egbetokun gave the directive in a letter dated 29th July 2024, signed by his Principal Staff Officer, Johnson Adenola, following a request by human rights lawyer Ebonolu Adegborua. The lawyer had, on 28 July 2024, written to the police chief seeking protection for the hunger protesters. According to the letter, Egbetokun instructed senior officers to comply with the senior lawyer's request. It added that the IG also requested a meeting with Adegborua at the Nigeria Police Force headquarters in Abuja on Tuesday to deliberate further on his request. The Vice President of the International Criminal Police Organization for Africa, Gaba Umar, says his organization is proposing a silver notice to help trace and recover stolen phones from corrupt politicians and criminals. Umar says that the initiative, politicians who stole money and criminals will have no way to hide their proceeds. He urged law enforcement agencies to intensify their efforts against financial crime, noting that law enforcement agencies that have not yet been integrated into the I-247 facility should proceed to do so. Umar stated this at a workshop on fight against financial crime organized by Interpol and Japan International Cooperation Agency in Abuja on Monday. Stakeholders in the health sector have again harped on the need for collaborative agency towards achieving sustainable progress in maternal health across the country. The call was made by participants and key stakeholders during a webinar organized by Pathfinder International in partnership with the Center for Communication and Social Impact to create awareness about the critical issues of maternal health. The stakeholders involved were implementing the ongoing project on strengthening multi-level partnership for advancing women's health in Lagos and in Kano State. Country Director of Pathfinder International, Amina Dorai, emphasized the need to explore advocacy to hold stakeholders accountable for their commitment to improving maternal health outcomes, while decrying the high rate of maternal mortality in Nigeria despite several interventions. Dorai said the webinar was part of the measures to strengthen multi-state partnerships with advocating women's health. On the part, the Executive Director of CCSI, Babafunke Fagbemi, outlined the contributions of the Center towards complementing the advocacy task, including strategic communication and media advocacy to inspire change. And now to foreign news. United States President Joe Biden has unveiled a sweeping proposal to reform the Supreme Court, calling on lawmakers to establish term limits and form an ethics code to restore trust and accountability on its 9 justices. The conservative leaning court has become a political battlefield in recent years, with its 9 justices unelected and able to serve for life, playing a powerful role in American life on everything from abortion to the environment. Biden also called on lawmakers to pass a constitutional amendment limiting presidential immunity, a move which will reverse a recent Supreme Court's decision. Efforts to reform the court was unlikely to be passed by the U.S. Congress. And now to sport. Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum is upbeat his side can get a positive result against Japan. The West Africans will be up against the Asia champion in the final group game at the Stade de la Bourgeois, Nantes on Wednesday. The Super Falcons are winless in Group B after losing their opening 2 fixtures against Brazil and world champion Spain. The 9-time African champions must beat Nadashiko to have a chance of making it to quarterfinals. Just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossing. You can follow us on like all our various social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch the news and program live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at www.trafficradio961.ng. Now, did you know that the Sawolo administration initiated 500 hectares rice farm technology intervention project? You can get more details on Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Corps has acknowledged an appreciable level of compliance by residents with some environmental laws and regulations in the state. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetukun, has directed senior police officers to protect participants in the End Bad Governance protest scheduled for 1st to 10th August 2024. We also told you that United States President Joe Biden has unveiled a sweeping proposal to reform the Supreme Court, calling on lawmakers to establish term limit and form an ethics code to restore trust and accountability on its line justices. And in sports, Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum is upbeat his side can get a positive result against Japan. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. The NC News broadcast compiled by Aderayo Iduwalaya. I am Dayo Anthony. Many thanks for listening and do have an amazing night.